So up next is the album The Rainbow Children from 2001. Now, I wasn't really that familiar with this one. According to the sticker here, it's a very controversial Prince album. I did read that it was released for pretty low-key, only on the internet to begin with. Only real diehard Prince fans knew about it, and then it got a bigger release after that, a very small vinyl release. This is, of course, the bigger vinyl release from 2020, again, from We Are Vinyl. And it is on this really nice clear vinyl. Looks really cool. And it's super mint condition. This one, I mean, these are all in pretty much mint condition. But this one, I mean, it still has the static cling on the inner sleeve there. But yeah, there's the clear vinyl. It comes with this really cool Prince symbol plate, you know, the mat that goes on there, the placemat. And this really cool booklet, full color thing with all kinds of lyrics and things in there, so that's really nice to have that in there. So pretty much a nice deluxe package. This book looks like it's never really been used a lot either, so everything in superb condition. But the album itself is really kind of a concept album. It goes deep into Prince's religion that he acquired later in life, and really goes into that. When you first put the album on, the first thing you hear is the voice of God. And I first thought I had it on the wrong speed. You know how they make the albums now where some of the 12-inch albums play at 45 speed? I thought maybe that was going on there, but no, it's at the right speed. It's just the voice, it's this deep voice, you know. And, you know, we've heard the voice of God on Prince albums before, like, you know, Around the World in a Day or whatever, going all the way back to that. But this time, that voice takes the starring role. I mean, this voice is all over this album, not just one track. In fact, I think he checks out around side 3. You don't hear him on side 4. I don't know if it's a voice of God or some sort of prophet or whatever, but it's way, way deep, way slowed down, and it's so much so this time around that it's kind of hard to understand some of the things he's saying. But yeah, so that's the opening track, Rainbow Children. The very first thing you hear is that voice. This is pretty much a mellow album throughout, and like I said, a lot of the themes are religion-based. It sounds like a passion project for Prince, you know, a very personal album, very mellow, like I said. A lot of the tracks on here, as I mentioned before, are on that One Night Alone live box that I was talking about earlier. You get the full versions here. But yeah, some mellow stuff, including the song Mellow again. But 1 + 1 + 1 is 3, part of this, as well as Digital Garden. But yeah, just a very, very personal kind of thing. I don't know what the controversial thing is, unless it's the religious aspects, but you can expect that from Prince, especially later on. But he's always had that kind of stuff sort of filtered in on the albums. But here, I think it's one of the main focuses. But one thing I really like about the album is the real organic music on here. You've got real drums, real bass, a real rhythm section. Again, it's not a lot of drum machines and kind of pedestrian stuff like was on a lot of the first few tracks on the Emancipation box. Here, it's Prince playing pretty much all the instruments, again, just like he was doing in the early days. But you got Larry Graham on bass on a couple of tracks, so that was good to hear. But yeah, not really my thing. I didn't really get that much into the album. There's some nice melodies mixed in here or there. The real fun doesn't even start until like side 4. You know, it's a 2-disc set. You've got the Family Name, which was also on the One Night Alone live album. Here you get the full version with all the instruments. It really rocks out at the end. That was the part on the One Night Only live thing where he starts changing the members of the audience's name or whatever. Here it's a great tune. It's the best song on here to me. Everlasting Now is pretty cool too. You get the ramped up kind of funk type of thing. Last December's, again, going back to the introspective kind of reflective piece here. But yeah, an album I probably won't revisit a lot. Apparently it was controversial upon release, but I do not hear a lot about this at all. So I don't know how fans reacted to this or what this is. Not my favorite. Some good parts here and there, but the voice of God thing or whatever that is gets old. And there's a wedding feast song on here that sounds like it's out of a Disney movie or something. And so, yeah, I probably won't play this one too much. I don't know who had it before me. It's at the estate sale, but I don't think they played it very much either. But, yeah, The Rainbow Children from 2001. I didn't want to go like too negative on any of these. I think they're all pretty decent. I mean, that Originals is a 5-star album, and Emancipation, I was kind of blown away about how good that was over like 6 records. But this is the first one where I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm a little cold on this one. But I know that there's some crazy Prince fans out there that you say the least little thing and they will just attack you. I had this friend that was a super Prince fan. He had all the albums. You know, I've got all the albums, as you can see back there, all the earlier ones. But he had all the albums and all the 12-inch singles and posters and went to concerts and had all kinds of memorabilia and paintings and stuff. I mean, he was super, super into Prince, talked about Prince all the time. And he wasn't like crazy or anything. He was just a really huge Prince fan. But he invited me to this Facebook group that you had to be invited to in order to join. It wasn't like a public thing. It wasn't searchable or anything. You had to be invited. So he invited me to join it. I joined it, and wow. I saw some Prince fans on there that were, they're a little out there. I mean, there were people on there that felt like if you ever listened to another artist, I mean, if you like listen to Bruce Springsteen's song or, you know, James Ingram or Elton John, you got like seriously reprimanded for that. You were supposed to listen to Prince and nothing but Prince. Anything else was a complete disrespect. You only had, you know, any time listening to somebody else was time taken away that you could have been listening to Prince or some artist associated with Prince. There were people who were serious about this in this group. And oh, if you got caught liking Rick James, that was your ass right there. I mean, you're out. I'm not talking about posting something in the group about another artist. I could see like this is only for Prince. No, I'm talking about people going to people's profiles and seeing on their profile like they posted something about Rick James and that was it. They were like, no, screenshot it. This person's posting about Rick James on their profile. They need to be kicked out. Matter of fact, the person who invited them to this group also needs to be kicked out. And the person who invited them, it would be like 3 degrees. Everybody's out, dismissed because of that. And I don't know, like Justin Timberlake insulted Prince once or something like that. I don't know exactly what happened. But somebody in the group had a Justin Timberlake voodoo doll. This was real. This was a thing they had. They had a literal doll, and they weren't kidding. They weren't like, haha. They were serious. They put pins in this thing and expected Justin Timberlake to seriously be hurt. Justin Timberlake voodoo doll. I'm like, man, some of these people are crazy. And yeah, the Prince appreciation from some fans is a little over the top, to say the least. And now from 1996, it's Chaos and Disorder. I remember when this came out. It was his last album he did for Warner Brothers before they released him from his contract, and this did not get very good reviews at all. So I definitely skipped on this. I remember everybody was talking about, oh, Prince is over. He just put this out just to rush release this, just to get out of the Warner Brothers contract. This is nothing. I don't know what all those reviews were about. I think one of the reasons I never listened to this is because of the record of 1999 here just being broken. That was way too, that was, you know, I couldn't handle that. But yeah, Chaos and Disorder, 1996 is the year. And this is a great album, actually. I can't believe I didn't listen to this one either. I should have been listening to this decades ago. This is a fun album. This is an energetic album. This got a lot of excitement on it. This must have sounded incredible in concert. Chaos and Disorder opening track just sets the mood with the electric guitar. First thing you hear, you know this is going to be more of a rock-oriented album. That's really the Prince that I'm into a lot. There are some jazzy horns, but they are energetic, upbeat, going right along with the flow. I mean, there's so many great songs on here. It doesn't have a lot of variety. It's not as, you know, diverse as something like Purple Rain, but I mean, just the energy just comes and it never really lets up a lot. I like just about every song on here. It ends with kind of a, you know, just a deflated kind of, okay, it's over. Everybody go to the parking lot song. Great song called Had You, which everything ends in the word you. But that's pretty clever. Dig You Better Dead is quite the tell-off song. But yeah, the Prime Prince is right here. I don't know why people did not like this album or why it was so dismissed. The only one I kind of really don't like on here is I Rock, Therefore I Am, which ironically is one of the only songs without the rock guitar prominent in it. But it's kind of goofy with the lyrics and everything. You know, I rock, therefore I am. I mean, even the title kind of gives you an idea of what you're in for. Rest of this, though, great stuff. The Same December's a ballad about, you know, everybody's kind of the same. We are going to go out the same way. But yeah, the awesome album from Prince. I cannot believe I did not get into this sooner. I was a fool when I was younger and believed the. I didn't believe the hype. I guess I believed the lack of hype behind this album. Chaos and Disorder from 1995. Having said all that, there is this one thing though. The first song, Chaos and Disorder. I don't know where he's coming from on this song, but the main frame of the song is he's talking about like this word used to mean this word. Now it means this word. You know, like a car jack. That used to mean something you fix your tire with. You know, and different things like that where the original meaning, the word has come to mean something negative these days and causing all kinds of chaos and disorder. He's gay used to mean he's happy. Where did that come from? Why do we need, what? So he's gay, that's a negative thing now? Gay people aren't cool people? I get, what? You're going to sing lyrics like that in those shoes? So I don't know what Prince was going with that, because the rest of the song, everything he says is, you know, this word used to mean this word and now it means something bad. And by the way, gay used to mean happy. What, did this dude grow up in the 1920s? That's a little suspicious line. I don't care for that. I don't know where he's coming from with that. But the rest of this album is pretty thrilling stuff there. Chaos and Disorder. And now we're up to 2007, and the album is called Planet Earth. And you might be wondering why I have the inner sleeve out like this. It's because I do not have the cover. This had no cover with it when I bought it. The cover is actually 3D lenticular. Same outfit he has on here, just a different pose with the you know, the Planet Earth under him. But I'm assuming the person who had this probably had it on the wall or something and they didn't sell it. But anyway, so I'm missing the cover, but the record again is in great shape. Again, we have purple vinyl. The same purple vinyl over and over again. And as you can tell, Prince has gotten away from purple here. There's no purple bananas anymore. There's no 4th day of November, we need a purple high. There's certainly no Purple Rain. And he doesn't do purple anymore, just like in the One Night Alone Live. There's no purple in any of those photos. Yet the vinyl is purple. I forgot to mention the Chaos and Disorder vinyl is also purple. You know, of course, the 1999, when they reissued that, purple record. Purple Rain is on a purple record. A lot of purple. And then, of course, the Rainbow Children, where you'd think they'd pick a color, or maybe you do a splash of different colors. That one's clear. So I don't know who is at We Are Vinyl is choosing these color variants for the different records, but they are stuck on putting Prince with purple or clear vinyl, one of the two. I think it would have been funny if they would have done them all on purple, and then Purple Rain is on like yellow vinyl or something like that. Anyway, Planet Earth, 2007. This was reissued. Again, We Are Vinyl is the company in 2019, and yeah, another terrific album from Prince, pretty much. This one is much more diverse than Chaos and Disorder. It's much more exciting than the Rainbow Children. This is a decent listen right here. And, you know, I listened to these about 3 times a piece. And I basically listened to them once and then listened to them all again. And then, but they were basically in the order that I'm showing them here. And so these last couple, Chaos and Disorder and this one, just seemed to fly right by, especially after hearing these 6 album, you know, Emancipation, the 4 LP One Night Only Live, and, you know, the double albums. These last 2 seem to just fly right by. But Planet Earth, terrific album. Like I said, much more diverse. It's got some rockers on here. It's got some jams on here. It's got some slow ballads. It's got a little jazziness going on. So it basically showcases a lot of the different sounds that you can expect from Prince. But my favorite 2 songs on here, Chelsea Rogers, which is just an absolute romp. I mean, it's a very upbeat song. And Guitar, the second track on here, rock song where he's all about, you know, I love my guitar more than you. Sorry, you know, sorry but not sorry, I guess. But there's some other great songs on here too. There's ones that I'm not quite, you know, the couple of ballads on here I don't really get into, but yeah, overall, though, a great album. Another one from Prince. Another one I totally skipped out on. I remember this was the one, I think that was sold with a newspaper or something like that in the UK. And that's the only way you can get it. So record stores were pissed. And, you know, how are we going to give this? So they had to actually buy the newspaper. it was just craziness, and it got downloaded and leaked, and it was just, every time there was a Prince album coming out around this time, there was something weird about, like, I'm not going to put it out on a record or a CD. I'm going to just put it in the newspaper, and I'm going to give it away for free at concerts, and I'm going to release six disc sets, and just listening to this music, basically, listening to the music, all these years later, after all of that craziness is gone, and just appreciating the music for what it is, and not getting caught up in that crazy hype that was surrounding nearly every Prince release at the time, you really appreciate the music for the music. And I wish that these would have been a little more conventionally released at the time, and they probably would have been, they would have been better for Prince in the long run. They would have been promoted properly, they would have had hit singles, but that's, for whatever reason, that's not the way he wanted to do things. So he's Prince, he did things his own way, certainly, but I'm glad I got to appreciate them. Kind of better late than never type of situation, I guess. Really, really late to the party on these later Prince releases. Of course, these ones behind me, 1999, Purple Rain, Parade, Sign of the Times, all those, you know, Around the World in a Day. I was there for those upon release. I mean, I remember getting Around the World in a Day the day it came out. Sign of the Times the week it came out. I mean, I was ready for those. Played them over and over. I had it originally on cassettes, then CD, then records. And just, I mean, Purple Rain, 1999, those classic albums, I know every note. I mean, you could drop the needle on any piece of that album, play it for a second, and I could tell you exactly what song it is, what part of the song. I mean, that's how familiar. And I just dropped off with the New Power generation. I was not into, you know, like Graffiti Bridge and the Symbol album, the singles from that I heard. I'm just like, what is going on? And so I just dropped off completely. I should have jumped back on. I should have not just abandoned Prince like that. Shame on me. But like I said, I guess better late than never. And I have one album left, and it's another posthumous one. Welcome to America. I've only listened to this once, and it was kind of a casual listen. So I'm not going to review this. I'm going to give this a few more listens before I do. But another reissue. This is apparently a Target exclusive one. This one, again, clear vinyl. That's what you get, you know, either purple or clear. So I'm just leaving you with this one. But, you know, I didn't want to go into a big, long review on this one because, you know, I've already talked long enough. The video is going on long enough now, and it's time for me to shut up already. Damn. But, yeah, those are my Prince albums that I just acquired all at the same time. And I'm so glad that I finally got to check out some of this great music that I've been missing all these years while I was replaying Purple Rain in 1999 and Sign of the Times over and over again and thinking that was all the Prince I needed. Shame on me, but thank you so much for watching and exploring this with me. Prince fans, if you've got some great Prince songs or great Prince albums that I haven't mentioned, let me know in the comments. What are your favorites of the ones I showed? Let me know that as well. And thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will talk to you again soon.